Hi tea lovers, it's Edward. Welcome back to my channel. We've spent a couple of weeks on tea evolution in China, like how to evolve from wild leaf into Gongfu style. I really want to take this chance to thank you all for your support, your comments, your love for tea, and your courage to take the challenge in the previous video. Well, if you missed it, please check it out. Today, I want to give a little break of tea history and to make a practical video on how I make Gongfu tea. I will use Keemun black tea as an example, and through this, I will explain 2 aspects that matter to my tea experience and 4 parameters that I think will impact the tea quality we brew. If you're new to Gongfu style, this will give you a fairly good starting point, as there are some principles that you want to follow. If you have practiced Gongfu style for a while, I would love to share some of my tea companies like the music or decoratives with you guys, and hopefully you can enjoy how a Chinese guy doing a Gongfu style tea. Now let's begin. This is Keemun tea, one of the best known Chinese black tea, which is often used to blend with British teas. Today, let's together have a peaceful and calming moment with this lovely tea. And of course, it's the Gongfu style. I would love to break it down a little bit, like into 2 aspects, intangible and tangible. By intangible, I mean the decorative settings on the tea site and also the atmosphere I will create. The settings, such as the artisan calendar, a little flower arrangement, and the incense which I would love to burn beforehand. In addition to incense, creating a tea atmosphere, music is necessary. I'm sorry that due to YouTube's copyright policy, I cannot post or play my favorite music here, but I would love to give you 2 composers or musicians that I recommend you to check them out after finishing this video. One is Arvo Pärt. In my opinion, this Alina album will never go wrong with tea, like never. Another one is a Chinese musician, her name is Wu Na. Her pieces are, in my opinion, traditional with a contemporary melody, which I found perfect for public tea events. When I was presenting tea at Toronto Tea Festival and Broad University, I used her music. It worked just ideally. In the description, I will post their names and some of the links of their musics on YouTube. At the same time, if you have your favorite tea music or anything intangible that helped you create a lovely tea atmosphere, feel free to share with us and comment below. Now, let's talk about tangible, which in my opinion is what directly impacts on the tea quality we brew. Based on my education and my tea experience, these are what I summarized. Temperature, ratio of tea to water, infusion time, and pouring method. In fact, any of this will affect tea liqueur's quality in terms of strength, aroma, flavor, and even the color. Almost everything that we should be aware of when doing Gongfu tea. To help people remember, one of my best tea friends, Jen, put them as an acronym as T.R.I.P, T.R.I.P, temperature, ratio, infusion time, and pouring method. I hope this makes sense to you and bring you more joy on your tea trip. Now let's go through this T.R.I.P for today's tea, Keemun. In Chinese, Keemun tea is called Qi It's a black tea, so today's T.R.I.P may also work for other black teas you already have. First, temperature. I decided to use fairly hot water. What I do is to wait a few minutes after the water is boiled. So maybe it's 95 Celsius as a temperature. Not boiling, but still untouchable. The ratio is tea to water. This is as important as the temperature, and I generally suggest 1:30 for black tea. As a matter of fact, the water amount usually goes with the size of your brewing vessel. With a teapot of this size, about 120 milliliter, I prepared 4 grams on tea holder. For brewing or infusion time, personally I trust more my experience than a timer. But to give a starting point here, I would say Probably 20 seconds for the first few infusions should do a decent job. By the way, I tell my students to count the infusion time by conversations. You can try that as well, maybe a few small talks for this tea. Here, I'm dying to know how this will go with your loved ones. Please share your experience with us. As to the pouring method, a continuous and steady water flow works for most black teas. So I'll just pour like this. Once the infusion time is up, or 2 small talks are done, unless you enjoy it too much, we should pour the tea out to separate the liqueur from the leaves. Remember, we stopped eating tea leaves starting in the Ming Dynasty. If you are new to my channel and missed the tea evolution series, check this out, loose leaf tea evolution in the Yuan and Ming dynasties. Okay, this is how I brew a Keemun tea in Gongfu style. To review this video, I listed some of my personal preferences as intangible factors. For tangible factors, they are on the T.R.I.P, temperature, ratio, infusion time, and pouring method. That's all you need to brew a perfect cup of tea, which is more than just a drink, but also a meditative experience. If you are following me to brew any black tea, I'm sure you have your lovely cup of tea ready. Okay, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed watching the tea brewing video like this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will share more tips on different tea varieties. If you prefer the previous talking style, please comment below and I'll see you next time.